Hey everyone, welcome back. Thank you for joining me for the next part of our live reaction playthrough for 7.1 Crossroads. So, quick recap from last time. We ended up finishing Sveen's funeral, which brought up a lot of questions for Galuja, especially about his mother. He turns out he knows next to nothing about her, not even her name. But there's just no record of her. It's like she never existed, meaning more than likely she was dead. But we decided that, you know what, we'll help you. We'll help you find some kind of information about her, see what happens to her if we can, which led us to going off to like the secret facility, like on the other side of Heritage Found. That's It was disturbing. I'm not gonna lie, it was very disturbing, like what we saw in there. Like it was like something from Silent Hill. It was like a haunted mad scientist laboratory slash asylum, like all kind of mixed together. Like as soon as we entered, I mean, we ended up fighting like a bunch of these like electrical creatures, or rather creatures that were influenced by lightning. But as soon as we got into the facility, that's when things took a turn for the dark. Like first we had some zombie dogs, like zombie hounds came around the corner to attack us. There were people inside of these giant like test tube things. Like they were literal zombies. Like the scientists that were there, the researchers who were trying to discover a way to actually incorporate a Terral Vidral soul to a person's soul. Like I don't know exactly what happened to them or how like it all went so wrong so quickly, but damn, like there were bodies everywhere, like blood splattered on the walls. The zombies would, rise up and attack us, like crawling across the ground. And like then we had to fight like the mad scientist, like the head like researcher, who I have no idea. I'm guessing he was undead too, but he used like these really weird mechanics to, like manipulate like the souls that were, I guess, in storage. And then we had to fight the Terral Vidral, which turned out to be a giant rabbit, which I'm not gonna lie, I was not expecting a giant rabbit. I kind of was expecting like some kind of giant golem or something, like maybe something similar to Titan. That's kind of what was popping in my head, but no, no, no. It was a giant rabbit, like a fierce carnivorous mad rabbits. Like those are words I never thought I would use together, but hey, it's Final Fantasy XIV. Like sooner or later you'll probably use a lot of words in the same sentence that you never thought you would use. So we ended up defeating it, and we did find out a little bit more about Galuja's mother. Turns out she was a Kyrugian from Tuliolo who had like a secret crush on Zoroja, but she kind of like, you know what, she backed off from him at first. Like she didn't think that she was worthy of him. And apparently, like, he promised her whatever her heart's desired, like, if she did her job correctly. And, well, I think she did a really good job. So, yes, well, we're picking up immediately right after that. We're going to be looking around this facility and see what else we can find about her. Okay. So this is the room where we fought the mad scientist. So I'm a little bit concerned about what we're going to be finding here. Okay, among the abandoned, Kryle's eager to begin searching the research facility, if you even want to call it that. While we discern the purpose of the research conducted here, the traces of that remain might afford us greater insight into what came of it. Yeah, because we don't know exactly what happened here. Let's take a look around for information as well as a way to the upper level. So we're just going to be having a look around here. And I mean, it's said that the research facility was abandoned, like just up and abandoned for no apparent reason. I don't know what it was that caused it to really be like abandoned so quickly. I can only imagine that their experiments here, they went downhill. They went bad really quick. So much to the point that they had no choice but to just abandon it. What happened to the people here? Did they all leave, or did we already meet them? That's what I'm guessing, because nobody else seemed to know anything about this place, so I guess it was just shut down so quickly that no one had a chance to leave, or maybe it was just too late. To think that people actually volunteered their souls for these experiments. Yeah, that's what gets me. Success was far from guaranteed, and even in the best case, they would cease to be men. Was their devotion to Zaroja so absolute? Yeah, why? Like, that is loyalty on another level, like, to, like, a cult, almost. It won't open, and I don't think it will yield to our shoulders either. We'll have to do it the old-fashioned way and find the key. Okay. I mean, I noticed this gate when we were running through the dungeon before. I'm just curious to see. The lift can be seen behind the wrought iron gate. As sturdy as it appears, the gate will likely resist attempts to force it open. I don't know. I mean, we could just hammer it with like a bunch of spells until it cracks. Like, can't we use like some kind of like electrical spells or something? Perhaps a verification key will open the way. Okay, so we have to go find the verification key wherever that is. Shouldn't be that hard to find, right? Yeah, so these are the test tubes where those people are still inside. I'm a bit impressed that they're still there. Wonder what Luke would make of this research into transferring souls. Oh, I have an idea of what he would say. He would be very disturbed. So, wow, there's cages there. This is nuts. Makes me angry to think about what they did here. Test subject's journal. Really? Do I want to read this? They're recruiting volunteers for a new experiment. I know I'm not as bright as the others, but they wouldn't laugh at me if I were stronger than them. This might be my chance. Is that why? Soul transfer a few days ago. I can write. Can write good, yes. I am good. Very good. Okay. Getting hard to control strain. Today bit off hand of feeder. Cannot help it so strong. Bit someone's hand off. Hungry, always hungry, cannot control, eat. I must eat, am eater, must eat. You find nothing that resembles a verification key. Perhaps you should search elsewhere. Okay, so that was disturbing. Open cabinet. Right, this has to be it. Supplies for the staff are neatly arranged within the cabinet. Among various items is a manual outlining regulations and tranquilizing gas to be used in emergencies. You dig deeper. Used in emergencies, that can't be good. You find a verification key. Perhaps it can be used to open the iron gate. Most likely. Okay, so let's head back. Yeah, like this, like when those zombie hounds first came around the corner, I was so stunned I couldn't even think. Like, what the hell was that? Okay. Yeah, I mean, given the amount of blood on the floors here, it really is, like, something horrible must have happened here. Found the key? Great, I'll call the others. Like, was this really a good idea, though, bringing a little kid to a place like this? Like, this is going to traumatize him, I bet. Seems the key can be used to operate the lift as well. Up we go. Little surprised that everything still works. This room looks like it's in really good condition. Okay, so this is the observatory. I didn't expect it to be similar, but this is a far cry from the temple that held Valley Garmanda. All the machinery appears to still be in operation. I expect there are auxiliary systems in place to ensure that monitoring can continue even in emergencies. Yeah, like backup generators and everything. The warnings indicate various anomalies related to the seal's failure. Most likely, for a blessing, we managed to fell the beast before it could cause harm. Right then, let's see if we can find some clues about Galuja's mother. I think I can use this terminal. Shale taught me how. Oh, you're a fast learner, aren't you? There's so much data. I don't know what we should look at. Perhaps we can narrow down the search by inputting the name Teshalja. Ah, it brought up a lot of results. They all seem to say the same thing. Teshalja, Administrator of Experimental Treatments, Research Logs. Oh, so it's kind of like her diary. That sounds good, doesn't it? Chances are the data is encrypted, and even if not, it will take considerable time to go through it all. Yeah, and I'd rather not spend more time than I have to here. Then let us take it with us to the back room and have Shale and analyze it. Agreed. Alright, I'll transfer it to the storage device I brought. There, it's finished. Thank you so much for bringing me all the way here, everyone. If you're happy, then so am I. Besides, I was able to learn more about my brother as well. It was a fruitful adventure for the both of us. You always have to make it about yourself, don't you? Okay, let's go and get out of here. I'm still curious about how this lies back to Koana, because we saw him a lot in the trailer. Seems safe to say my brother returned to Yue Yawata for the Taral Vidral. He wanted its power, no matter the cost. I'm glad that we could find what we sought in that abandoned facility. Kiliwiwasa is really good at driving the hover cargo. I wonder if I could learn how to drive it too. That's gonna be a sight. I admit the Taral Vidral gave me a fright at first, but then I remembered who felled the mighty Valley Garmanda. I'll not soon forget our visit to that facility. It was a troubling reminder of the depravity that can arise from the belief that souls are simply a resource to be exploited. Yeah, we have got to find a way to, I don't know, outlaw that here. And here we are. The authorities will doubtless wish to be informed of the facility and its contents. First things first, let's deliver the data to Shale. here. Heading to the back room. Yes, we are, sir. Oh, look who's here. Having now spent some time in these harsh environs, I feel like I have a better understanding of how much of a steadying presence Sphene was to her people. You found information on Galuja's mother? You lot never cease to amaze. Galuja had no trouble keeping up during the outing. He really is his father's son. You really shouldn't say stuff like that. That's really not a good idea. It was Shale who gave me the storage device before we left. She said that we'd probably need it, and we did. Well, she's a clever one. From what I can see, things haven't changed much since the funeral. People are still listless like before. I mean, it's going to take them some time to really get used to the whole concept. Data will be in good hands with Shale. I've been thinking, it may behoove us to learn more about the various devices found throughout Alexandria. Better late than never, after all. Yeah, but I'm not sure if we really want to introduce it to the rest of the world just yet. Welcome back. Galuja has already given me the storage device. Well, waste no time. It looks to be a wealth of data, all of which is encrypted, so I'll need time to process everything. In that case, Alize and I might take ourselves around the city and check on the people. Their mood has us a bit worried. I don't know if there's anything we can do to help, but we'll see. I mean, unless you can bring Sphene back, I don't think it's going to change anything. Understood. I'll let you know as soon as I finish my work. Thank you. We'll see you all again soon. Okay. Next quest is Guidance of the Hetso. Oh, I guess we'll be heading back to check up on Koana. Isaiah isn't wrong. The mood out there is still grim. Some of the Turali remember a time before they were dependent on the soul system, but even they're unsettled and wondering out loud if they'll have the chance to reunite with old friends and family before they pass on. With good reason, too. The journey home won't be easy for one of those who's grown old. That's why it's mostly been younger folk who've been leaving for Taral, ones with no elders to care for. I mean, Tuliolo does seem to be a bit more stable, so I guess I can understand that. But that's not going to fix their problems. Word of that problem has reached us in Tuliolo. My brother's doing all he can to see the Jacques Taral Railroad restored to operation so that people may come and go more freely. Unfortunately, the tracks only go as far as Vanguard, so some traveling by foot will still be necessary. Even so, the railroad would make things a slight easier. How long before it's back in service? I mean, we did kind of blow up the train. Couldn't say. When I left for this visit, Koana seemed reluctant to make promises. But while Shell's working on the data, we could go and see the state of it for ourselves. To Saloni Station then. I'll make sure to keep Koana informed. So, yeah, okay. Head to the springs. Guess we'll be seeing you guys later. So, I mean, we did see a lot of Koana during the trailer, so I'm guessing we're going to be learning a bit more about his past, or rather, what happened to him before he ended up in Tuliolo. Because there's just something that he said before that really, it doesn't sit right with me, because how he was just up and abandoned like that. It doesn't feel like that happened for no reason. Well, resolve and Claire Fay to boot. What can I do for you? We're hoping for some good news about the railroad. There's an increasing number of people looking to return to Toral that can't make the journey on foot. I see. As it happens, the Vow of Reason is also on his way here to take stock of the situation. Ah, scratch the on his way. He's here. Oh, look at you! I almost didn't recognize you. Did our little Bun Bun finally outgrow his old clothes? Stop that. As you well know, my previous attire was that of a gleaner, and I have chosen a different path. It was time for a change. I like it. I think this suits him more. You're here about the railroad, too. It was in part for my sake that the original Dawn Blazer was sacrificed, so I felt it was only right I assist with its replacement. Oh, come on, it wasn't your fault. We were going to go breaking through that barrier one way or another, with or without you. Speaking of which, I assume Lamachi has explained the growing urgency of the need. What have you to report? The new locomotive was on track for completion, but we're having difficulty putting her into the station, in a matter of speaking. Wow. You see, when we used the Dawn Blazer to get into the dome, urgency outweighed all other considerations, but now we're back to the original problem. How to run the railroad without upsetting the inhabitants of Mewase Osona. Wow, they already have a new locomotive ready to go. That's fast. That is the Ronik, though the Harasaro that follow them are none too pleased about their Hetso being spooked by the noise of the locomotive ether. The solution I devised to quieten the railroad should address that complaint. But the silent train presses a different danger. The Ronik will need to be deterred from wandering across the tracks. And I suppose we can't just blow the whistle at them or they'll panic and be put off their grazing again. Weren't all the railroads plotted to avoid the Ronik preferred grazing areas, though? Well, they're wild animals. They're not going to stick to the plan. Saw that they're getting so close in the first place. The Ronik's grazing patterns have shifted since the tracks were laid. I'm not certain why, but I intend to ask the people of Mewasona for their insight. These names, man, seriously. I know I keep complaining about them, but I can't pronounce them. As a major proponent of the railroad, I have a duty to assist in this matter, and I too would hear of what the Harasaro have to say about it. They are the ones most affected, after all. Are you sure that's okay? I know how you feel about them. I believe it would be best to begin by consulting their leader, Heswato. The rest of you can accompany us to the Harasaro encampment if you like. I mean, I was already there before, so I know it. Really impressive that they're able to get a new locomotive, like, up and ready to go in no time at all. I mean, I know it's been months for us, but it's been like, what, a few weeks at most for them? Like, they know how to work hard and get things done, don't they? As committed as the Harasaro are to tradition, they are amenable to the unfamiliar, or so I am told. Within reason. I think just about anyone would be like that. To think all of us can be packed up at a moment's notice to follow wherever the Ronick lead. Our prior visit to the Harisaro was also on railroad business. Pray they do not take us for train enthusiasts. Oh, come on. You are just so grumpy all the time. You always look on the worst, like the worst case scenario. Vow of resolve, vow of reason. I bid you welcome to our camp. But what brings you all the way to Mewa Satsona? I thank you for seeing us. Our visit concerns the matter of the Jacques Tourelle Railroad. You two have noticed the Ronick's unexpected change in behavior then. My son, Geppetto, has been looking into this matter. Geppetto? Normally we expect the Ronick to keep to their favorite grounds nearby for a while yet, and despite a thorough search, we haven't found anything wrong with the quantity or quality of the grazing in Parayayonayan and Yawatanaya. I know these names are being butchered. I'm so sorry. Yet they refuse to keep to where they usually would, instead pushing westward towards your railroad. I certainly see no cause for this unseasonal migration. Nevertheless, should they continue to move west, we will follow. As any true Harisaro would, I suppose. As you may have surmised, I am of Harisaro descent. My parents traveled with the Runic as well, though I myself have no memory of the experience. I was left behind as a babe, you see, during such a migration, one of many sacrifices necessitated by the nomadic lifestyle I am forced to assume. Yeah, there's something that just does not feel right about that. Chance encounter with the kind Pelu merchant was the only reason I survived. Taking pity on me, he taught me his trade that I might fend for myself. I became a storekeeper in Tuliolo's markets, and that is where the Dawn servant found and adopted me. I had already been in the palace some time when Namachi came to join us. Like me, she had been cast aside by her parents. I knew the pain of solitude, and wanted to spare her that suffering. Well, she wasn't really cast aside by her parents, though. As this tiny child's new brother, I swore I would always be there for her. Aww. Big brother stories get me. Truly, I've never heard of a Ronick choosing a path so arduous as to force such a terrible decision, nor any of the Harisaro willingly leaving their own flesh and blood behind. It must have been some exceptional circumstances. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm guessing something really bad had to have happened. Cannot say. The idea of following in their footsteps that I might better make excuses for their actions never much appealed to me. Even if it might help you better understand the Ronick's current behavior, yeah, I think it's better that we appeal to his sense of duty than his personal feelings right now. As is so often the case, you are correct. Though my discomfort with the Harisaro may arise from fear of reopening old wounds, rather than blind fervor for innovation, it would nevertheless see me repeat past mistakes. And to refuse to learn one of our country's treasured traditions would make me a poor Dawn servant indeed. Please, teach me of the Ronick and what they mean to you. I promise to listen with an open mind. We would be delighted. In the meantime, your companions are welcome to look around. Will you learn of the Harasaro culture with me? I should like to approach this with a fervent curiosity that you and my sister share, but it would be useful to know whether I am doing it correctly. I don't think there's a right or wrong way. And it's settled. You'll learn more of the Ronic, and we'll have a look around the plains, and perhaps in the process we'll find the answers we seek. So we'll be spending time with Koana for a change. That's rare. My knowledge of the culture I was born into is from written accounts alone, and few of them at that. Okay, well, let's see what they have to say. The quickest way to learn about our way of life is to do as we do. I hope you're not above manual labor. Oh, buddy, you have no idea. I am not the most experienced, I'm ashamed to admit, but I shall put forth every effort. That is all we ask. Take these tools. What is that whistling sound? Now introduce yourself to anyone who looks busy and ask if you can help. They'll be happy to teach you what they do in exchange for another pair of hands to do it. Let's meet back here later to share what we've learned. Yeah, so let's just see what we have. This won't do. The wind will go right through it, and me without my needle and shinu. A mending kit. Oh, these are precisely what I needed. I should be able to patch up the covering now. Given how often we pack up and reassemble our tents, they're bound to get the occasional tear. Fortunately, the Ronik's hide they're made of is durable enough that we generally needn't worry. I'm afraid I finished with my task for the time being, but since you're so eager to learn of our way of life, why don't I tell you a bit about our migration customs? If you're here, you're likely already know that the Ronik are our Hitso, our guides. That we travel with through the turning of the seasons. We trust them to lead us to fertile lands with all that we need to survive. They're kind of cute, aren't they? But you may not know that sometimes the herd splits into two, bound for different paths. On those occasions, we Hetsaro must also part with half our number. Well, that's kind of sad. You may think it strange and a stressful custom, but over the years it has seen us visit new lands and broaden our horizons as a people. This, too, is the wisdom of the Hetso. Interesting idea, but that doesn't still fit like the idea of someone like parents especially leaving their kids behind. Lamachi's father was forced to give her up for her safety, and so I'm thinking that it has to be something along those lines. I don't think they would have left him behind like that. As you stroke the Ronik's coat, you know that many portions are shaggy and tangled. I mean, look at him. It's a fluffy beast. This one's fur is a bit overgrown, but a good brushing should thin it out. Would you like to give it a try? You need the right tool for the job, mind you. A comb of the type you're used to would just get lost in the tangle like as not. For a brush? Ah, Geppetto sent a runic brush with you, did he? How like him. Now just run it through one little patch at a time, gently. And I disappear completely into its thick fur. Aw, I guess he likes it. You dutifully brush the runic until your arms grow weary from the prolonged battle with its coat. You're as much tidier now, though the same cannot be said of your clothes, which have acquired a new coat of their own. Ah, 'tis the problem with pets. Well done. With less excess fur, our friend here will be more comfortable in the afternoon heat, and less susceptible to illness. A calm coat also makes it easier for us to identify injuries, should the need arise. Oh, we got a little baby here. You're learning about the Hetsara way of life, are you? I may have a thing or two to share, but rather than talking your ear off, let me test your powers of deduction. I find answers much easier to recall later if I arrive at them myself. Ahem. Our Hetso provide us with something that we use in medicines, poultices and soap, to drive away pests and to sustain our fires. What is it? Bones, dung, meat and organs, meat, dung? Really? Do they use dung in medicines? And soap? I'm thinking it's bones and hooves, but we'll just say dung. It sounds like there's a story there, but that is indeed the correct answer. We've discovered myriad uses for runic chips over time, each a boon to our way of life. Where there is a need, our Hesso always provide. I find that kind of gross, but hey. You smell of the grass and the wind. Which is a good thing, I promise. You could nearly be mistaken for one of us, or at least an adventurous Tonawata. Have to wonder how Koana is getting on. I assume he would be reluctant to get his hands dirty. It seems his wish to understand us was sincere. Ah, there he is now. Aw, he's even made a new friend. Apologies for my tardiness. I was tasked with grazing the Ronak and ended up rather far afield. Found myself wandering hither and thither at my companion's inclination. To force us back to the trail seemed inappropriate. But how was your own work? Have you anything to share? The Ronak are treasured members of this community, as important as family. Which I think he can understand. Indeed, the Ronak provide for the Hesaro, and in turn the Hesaro are good to the Ronak, just as family should be. Mine is not the only way, though at times I lack the experience to know otherwise. My inability to conceive of how a decision might be right does not mean that it is wrong. My parents had a duty to the Ronak, as they did to me, so I wonder if their leaving me behind was not so selfish an act as I had once believed. No way to know, of course, and regardless, this has no bearing of our present concerns. We are here in service to the people of Toral, after all. Nevertheless, I thank you for helping me find deeper meaning in what we've done today. And I will endure to remain curious, especially where the Hesso are concerned. Glad to hear that, Falcona. You're welcome among our herd any time. Their herd. Why not? We'll take the banana blend. Okay, so that was interesting to learn about. And I finally think I know where that whistle sound's coming from. This guy's playing the flute. It's kind of annoying. Okay, the warmth of family. Koana appears loath to part from his Ronek companion. Aww. Koana, how did it go? I believe I finally understand the significance of the Hutso. They nourish the Hisaro as they grow, and provide warmth and companionship in a harsh and unpredictable world. They are the equal of any man, not beast to be tamed. Moreover, Ronik are sensitive. Though we may treat their injuries or brush their coats to keep them hale, they must ever be free to follow their instincts and seek lands where they might thrive. The Hisara would never cage them, and neither should we. To control their migratory patterns or capture those who wander too close to the tracks is out of the question. It is particularly important to advance our original line of inquiry. Fortunately, we were able to visit the Ronik's once favored grazing grounds. As we were told, the grass looked fine, but the place is too quiet. It's not just the Ronik, even the birds and field mice have fled. We did encounter one pack of Centauroraptors, but they look to be passing through in a hurry. Okay, something's definitely wrong. Typically, that sort of behavior in the fauna would be associated with natural disasters, earthquakes, landslides, and the like. Though the Hisara would have surely put two and two together were the cause geological. I measured the area's ether to be certain. There was indeed nothing to suggest recent environmental disruption, but I did notice one anomaly. What do you mean? A strong etheric signature to the east, moving across the plain, albeit slowly. Okay, so something big and dangerous is on its way here. Large animal, perhaps? And a dangerous one, I'm guessing. And a powerful one, like as not. A predator, given the local fauna's behavior. One of the raptors we saw looked like it had a bite taken out of its tail by something with very large fangs. Well, that's convenient. Why didn't you mention that before? It couldn't be a Tauros Hesso. Toro Hesso. Runic Reaver, in the common tongue. Our people have several names for such creatures. Fangs that steal Hetso in the night is another advocative one. Runic can fend off many predators with their horns, but not the Taros Hetso. Their scales are tough as adamant, and neither horn nor arrow can pierce them. A well-toothed carnivore with unusually tough hide. I cannot recall any such fauna in this region. They usually roam the wilds in the northeast, and most herds keep well clear of them. Can't tell you why this one is so far from home and its pack both. Again, something is really wrong here. In any case, I believe the source of the Runic's consternation is clear. As our next move, we must drive this reaver away, that they might return to their grazing lands in peace. Why can I not talk today? Oh my god, is that like a little charm hanging off of Ernville's backpack? That is so cute. Never fear. We'll make certain that this beast threatens you no more. He's really getting into this, isn't he? Oh! Instance duty! Kinda forgot all about that. Powerful creature behaving unusually. Left to its devices, it may well become a Terral Vidral. We must attend to it ere that happens. Those Ronic Reavers must have a hefty set of teeth, but I'm not worried. We fought worse. Okay, I'm ready to go. Let's go. The Ronic Reaver is a clear threat to the local population. We cannot allow it to roam unchecked. But it wouldn't do for us to go running off in search of it without having a proper preparations. And if others returning from across the plains have spotted it, they may be able to inform us of its recent behavior and where it might be found. Okay. Yeah, we've done this before. I'm ready to go. Please tell me that there's voice acting here. I'm kind of losing my voice here.
Help!
Sounds like it.
Help! Odura Hetsu is coming this way!
I mean, you guys should have known about this, right? We did tell you, even if that was just a few minutes ago.
It has beasts across the plains in a panic, and our Ronek are practically paralyzed with fear. We must get them to safety.
We can assist by helping to calm the creatures. Once they're less agitated, it should be possible to hurt them.
And after they're out of harm's way, we'll deal with the Ronic Reaver.
I suggest you remain here to attend to the Ronek when they arrive.
They'll be safe with me. Please, be careful out there.
Man, when was the last time we had a instance duty like this? I think not since Solution 9 in the attack.
We must protect the Ronek.
Don't worry, we're right behind you.
I would, but I can't move. Eyes peeled for anything brown and fluffy. Think I see it? Yes.
There they are.
They're terrified. We must do what we can to soothe them.
That herd should be all right. Let's look for stragglers. The Ronek are to rally too. None shall be left behind.
Okay, we got some.
There must be something up ahead. Come!
Oh, wow.
There!
These are no match for the likes of us.
Hey, back off, you freaks. Oh, more. Well, they don't seem like they're panicking. It's more like they're just thrashing and trying to attack the Ronek.
More are coming!
Oh, come on! Oh, a giant alligator, really? I mean, if they're so scared, they should just stay in the water, right? I mean, that thing's not gonna come underwater for them, is it? More gators? Where? I don't see. Oh, oh crap. Okay, there's no way I can do this. Okay. Okay, Koana's taking care of it. That's what I call a good shot. Killed off all the gators in just one blast without harming the Ronek. I can't wait to see what this Ronek Reaver looks like, though.
It seems that did the trick.
For the fodder, at least. But where's...
Oh! That's what it looks
Look
like.
there! We've got a big one coming!
Impenetrable scales and wicked fangs. That's a Ronek Reaver, and no mistake.
Says someone who didn't even know about them till now. Oh, of course it goes after the baby!
There! That one there!
Not so fast!
Oh, he... Oh, that's how his glasses broke! He just stood there and let himself get railroaded! Oh, but... Bravo! That shows some real guts, Koana.
Even should it cost me my life.
I will save the head soul!
Wow, there's character development for you.
Koana, are you all right?
Do not concern yourself with me.
Get the Ronek to safety!
There. You've nothing to fear.
Right! Let's finish the job!
I made a vow to our people.
You shall plague them no longer!
Oh, wow. Koana. Koana, I first met probably wouldn't have done something like that. Okay. Let's bring this down. Nice line, Koana. Yeah, I noticed that. We're not even making a dent. Oh, it's like he's scanning it.
I need time!
We're trying.
Open the legs!
I mean, it's not like we can reach any higher than the legs. Whoa, what are these? Okay, that's easy to figure out. Oh, it's those. Okay, so we have more of those. Just gotta wait until after they go off, and then you're safe. It's easy enough. And at least we seem to be making effort with the legs.
Now we just have to keep it pinned. Get thinking, Koana!
Okay, so we scan it.
Detected current of ether. Whence does it flow?
I've got it!
leave us in suspense. Okay. Oh.
One well-placed piercing round to the chest, and...
You're done for!
Ah.
That stemmed the flow of protective ether.
There we go.
Nothing stopping us now. Still not backing down, huh? Fine with me.
Okay. Oh no. That's not good. And then up here. Okay, we're good. Oh, maybe not. This thing's tougher than I thought it'd be. Okay, it's one of these. Okay, got these, that one.
This is going to hurt.
Come on, this isn't so bad, though I have noticed that my health bar is going down pretty fast. It's fine, it's fine. Less than 5%. We got this. Yeah! Woo! Duty complete! Oh, that was fun.
We did it. The Etso, are they?
The Ronek have all made it to Mehua Hetsuan. Hunters are scouring the area for any remaining threats, but the local fauna appear to have calmed down.
We cannot thank you enough for your timely aid. You, most of all, Bow of Reason. We feared you would be loath to take direct action, yet you didn't hesitate to put your life on the line for our Hetso.
I did no more than is a Dawn servant's duty.
It's okay, buddy. You can be happy too.
The ethereal conductivity of those scales is astounding. I dare say we could repurpose them to create a device that emits controlled pulses of ether.
Oh, keeps them away from the tracks.
Ether resembling that of the predator the Ronek fear most. It might work. If we struck the right balance, we would have the means to deter the Ronek from approaching the railroad without causing them undue distress.
Incredible! Koana, you've done it again.
I must say, I was hoping I'd never have to see one of these again.
Again, don't tell me.
Still
Don't
haven't
tell me.
forgotten the last one. And it's been more than 20 years now. I had come as a trader to the camp in Lozeniheta. A camp that was obliterated in an instant by that monster.
Lozeniheta. That's where the Pelu Pelu trader found me as a babe.
And we're about to find out what really happened.
Please, can you tell me what you saw?
As I said, I had traveled there to trade with our fellow Hetzaro. Like us, they followed the Ronek. And like us, they were visited by a reaver. The fiend struck like a whirlwind in the night. It was chaos. I grabbed some token belongings and bolted in a panic, thinking only of getting as far away as possible. But even in my panicked state, I could not help but notice the young couple racing the other way, toward the fell creature. "We're distracted," I heard one cry. "Save our son! Save the Hetzo!"
I
After that,
knew it.
nothing but the pounding of my heart and feet and Ronek thunder. I ran and ran. And as the sun broke the horizon, I found myself separated from both man and beast. Windborne words say that a group of survivors reunited with their remaining Ronek and have long since moved on. But still more were never seen again, including the brave couple. Or so the story goes.
So that's what happened.
And what became of their child?
I'm afraid I don't know. But if he wasn't with the survivors, even if he lived through that night, the wilderness wouldn't have been kind to a little one out on his lonesome.
Maybe not. But perhaps a passing Pelu Pelu would. And one day, even a Dawn servant himself. All these years, I was convinced that my parents had left me behind to follow after the Ronek. But now I see, they didn't abandon me. They were trying to keep me safe. I've wasted so much time resenting them, when in truth, they gave me everything I have today. It is thanks to them that I live to know the warmth of family, even after they were gone. And now that I am Dawn servant, all of Tuliyola is my family. A family I will always protect, as my parents protected me.
I figured it was something like that. Wow, it got dark real quick. To know that the Hetzo are safe is more than enough. Now, would it be wrong to hope that in protecting them we also avenged my parents? It's the least I owe to them, after all this time. I mean, you didn't know. It wasn't your fault. Claire, I thank you for standing by me, as Dawn's servant and as the often perfect man beneath that mantle. Now let us return our attentions to the matter we came here to address, shall we? We have removed the root cause of the runic strain from their favorite grazing and obtained the tools to devise an additional precautionary measure, a silent whistle, as it were. This whistle must be capable of emitting pulses of ether strong enough that they will shy away from the tracks on instinct, yet not so strong as to drive them into a panic. If we can achieve this, it'll be a far sight better than the traditional whistle, more effective and less stressful for the creatures themselves. Let's return to Shalone Station and begin work on it then. Waleka and his crew will doubtless be relieved to finally have a solution. Is it wrong to say that I'm disappointed that I guessed it? I mean, it's nothing wrong with that, but I don't know. I like being surprised. I don't mind when I'm wrong if I don't see it coming, and yet it's a lot of fun. But here, yeah, I kind of saw it coming, so I'm not too impressed with it. I mean, it's okay. I'm glad that we have like a clear story, but still. Alright. I always carry a pair of spectacles or two. It can be difficult to find replacements outside the city. You wouldn't believe how many I went through during the Rite of Succession. Oh boy, really? That's interesting. This train will be ready in no time. A variety of artisans from across Tyrell have come to assist with the railroad, so I foresee no difficulty in creating the whistle that Koana proposed. You look pleased about something. Good news for the railroad, I take it. So the Ronic were avoiding a predator. Smart ones they are. And Valkona's not too bad himself, what with his whistle idea. Sit tight, we'll have this train on the tracks before you know it. Yeah, why not? Oh, Dawn's come.
We're ready to go.
Whoa! She looks as good as new!
If I had time to do a proper job, could have really made her shine. Had to cobble together the exterior with spare parts. We refurbished the interior, though. Not that you can appreciate it from out here. But as far as the Ronek are concerned, we've spared no effort. From the ballast to the ties, we've adjusted every bit of the track so she'll run quiet as a field mouse.
You and your crew have worked wonders. Our nation is in your debt.
Come now. If anything, credit's due to Tuliolal. It's thanks to the folk you recruited from every corner of the continent that we were able to get her up and running so quickly. Besides, the ethereal whistle's the true marvel, and we wouldn't have that without the scales you brought us. However grateful you are, know that we're even more thankful.
It is nice that Koana's getting some recognition
Right.
here.
If we're done talking, let's put this train through our paces.
Oh, is Koana riding it? Probably. Yeah, there we go. Of course.
There's a Ronak up ahead.
Convenient.
Now, to test our whistle.
On it. Just point it in the general direction and...
It's moving away. Meanwhile, our friends over there appear wholly unperturbed.
Happy ending. At least for the Ronak.
With this, we can alert those who wander too close without disturbing the rest of the herd.
a roaring success! In a quiet way, like. Then with your permission, Vow of Reason, the Shaktaral Railroad is back in service.
I mean, I don't think they were ever technically out of service, just, you know, on hold for a while. Folks that Val Koana brought in to help rebuild the railroad have already returned home, but I hope we can give them a ride someday. Now everyone will be able to come and go from the dome as they please. Can't wait to spread the word in Alexandria. Gonna be a bit of a culture shock, though. With that, I believe our work here is done. The fine people of Jactoral Railing can take it from here. I expect that with the Reaver gone, the Ronak will gradually return to their old habits, and we won't need so many approaching the tracks. It's good to see that the whistle can be effective in the meantime, however. For a while there, we were real worried that we never get the railroad running again. But now that the test drive was a success, we can breathe easy and start hauling people to and from the dome. First Saloni, and then the continent. Watch out, Jacques Terrell. Here we come. I share the sentiment, but we got a mountain of work ahead of us to ensure smooth operations. Time to get back to it. The efforts of all here today have not gone unnoticed. Once more, I thank you. As for our own work, I trust you can handle matters in Alexandria, Lamachi. Oh boy, that felt unusually long there. Okay, but I think we'll call it so Crossroads. That's going to be the next and final quest for this story, but we'll leave it there for now. Okay, so that was interesting. So, quick recap there. We did manage to get the information from the haunted facility before. We got to know a little bit more about Koana. He got to, reconnect with his heritage, I guess, and found out the truth about what really happened to his parents. They didn't abandon him. And I'm glad that it worked out that way, that he knows the truth and everything, and that he wasn't just abandoned, but I don't know. I saw it coming like a mile away, and that kind of bugs me because this game has gotten so predictable, like in storyline. Like I feel like I've become like a prophet or something for this game. The previous expansions, they kept me guessing. Like I came up with so many theories. Some were right, most of them were wrong, but it was in a good way that I was wrong because I didn't see it coming. I didn't expect it. Here, though, I feel like I am guessing a lot of what's going on here, and it's turning out to be right, which is not as much fun for me. And I don't know. It's sweet, it's wholesome, and I am enjoying it, but I feel like if they just did something out of the box, something a little bit more unexpected, it'd probably be a lot more fun. But yeah, so all in all, happy ending. They were able to help solve this problem with the Ronic. They're able to get the railroad up and running again, which means people are going to be coming back and forth from Tuliolo to Alexandria. I am still a little bit concerned about the process, though, because, I mean, this is literally two different worlds. This is literally two different worlds. Like Alexandria and Terrell, they couldn't be worlds apart. They are so different. And even with this whole talk of like, if we get to know each other, we understand more. That's all well and good, but it's going to take a long process to get to that point. And like leaving Alexandria to Terral is going to be a huge culture shock for them because they're not going to be used to it. They're not going to be used to the conveniences of just pushing a button and getting whatever they need. They're actually going to have to start working hard for it. And a lot of people are going to be really struggling with the concept like, you know what, if you die, you die. That's the end of it. And I'm really hoping they do something to outlaw like the whole experimentation on souls thing because it's just sick and twisted if you ask me. And while I understand to a degree why they came up with the whole concept like years ago, they should have stopped it long before it got to this process. Okay, so what's going to happen next? We still have to decode the information we got from the facility, which is going to include Galuja's mother. And I don't know, like there's no way this isn't going to end on a cliffhanger. Like since when has this game ever ended on something that wasn't a cliffhanger? So, oh man. So something big is about to happen because we do still need to wrap up everything here for Dawn Trail. They did say that they were going to go back to the original method of like you get like the X.0 like main scenario and then up to like the X.3 patches. That's when the whole story is like officially wrapped up and then we start building everything for the next expansion. So something big is going to have to happen here, which is going to build up until 7.3 where we put an end to it. We defeat like this new boss and then we can start looking forward to what comes next. So something big is about to happen and I'm hoping we're going to be introduced to like a new villain or something. But yeah, that's going to be it for now. What you all think? I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed my expression. Sorry if I cannot talk or pronounce any of these names. I'm sorry about that. But until next time, everyone, please take care and I'll see you soon. See ya.